I believe the following, that we are so blessed to be in this room because for the first time in my life, I think it's practical, not ideological, to actually build a business around the things you actually like to do, which will then mean that you'll actually work the 13 hours a day if you want to make $1 million a year that it requires, because there is no fucking passive income. Do you understand? You can make a good investment, I understand, but when you buy 30 homes properly and you think it's passive, what about when the tornado comes? What about when the fucking person that manages it quits? What about when somebody lights the fucking house on fire? The amount of money you make is wildly correlated to the amount of anxiety and stress you're able to carry. People want it easy out here. There is no easy if you want to live a 1% life. People are so funny in the audacity of the words that come out of their mouth. My friends, the top 1% earners in America, one of the richest countries in the world, start at $420,000 a year. If you are in this room and you make $420,000 a year, that means you make in the top 1% in this country. Yet, everybody's walking around like if you don't make $1 million, you haven't even started. We're delusional. And all the people that make 420 and above, they work their dick off. Guys, they work. It's so much work. It takes work. Now, what I believe is what absolutely just drives me so happy and why I want to be here is I can't believe that you can actually make funny videos on Instagram and get brands to pay you $10,000 for you to hold a bottle of Pepsi in your hand. I mean, it's crazy. What's crazy is you can literally go start a Shopify store and sell t-shirts or makeup or bow ties because your grandfather wore bow ties and you design it on the internet and it gets shipped to you from China and then you run Instagram ads. Like the level of, guys, if this existed when I was a kid, fuck college, I wouldn't have graduated high school. I'm not sure I would have made it through fucking middle school. This is a mindset and execution game. You have to understand how ridiculously good it is. And I believe that's very hard when there's so much negativity being pushed on social media, on mainstream media. Everybody's trying to convince you it's bad. It's the greatest. It's the greatest. The problem is everybody can do it and supply and demand then kicks in. Everybody can sell bow ties. Everybody can make funny videos. Everybody can show off their abs and get the right angle on their fucking ass and all that shit. Everybody can do that. But it doesn't mean that you shouldn't try. And more importantly, and what I really want to leave you with is something you really need to understand, which is almost everybody fails because of their intentions. Almost everybody fails because of their intentions. They start businesses for themselves. Makes sense, we're humans. But everything that runs through their mind is what's in it for me. How do I maximize my profit? What's it gonna be like for me? How is it gonna be good for me? The only way to succeed in the world we live in is to actually be consumer-centric. There's a very specific reason that Amazon is winning. It's because everything that happens at that company is trying to figure out how it's good for you. It's good for you to buy Prime because you love the fact that all year that means everything you buy has free shipping. That's good for you. It comes quick because that's good for you because you value time. The singular reason that my content has worked, whether it was wine for the first 6 years of my career or it's been business over the last 8 years, has worked is because before I post any piece of content, in my mind, I think about how is this gonna be valuable to you? How is this singular piece of content going to bring any value to you? The single reason I've been able to build an audience is I don't put out content that's a top of the funnel piece of content that gets you into my database so I can sell you my product. It's a piece of content that I hope brings you value, which then creates a relationship with us, the end, period, the end. And so, if you're taking anything from this talk, number one, the opportunity is ridiculous. I need you to understand that. If you don't know what Shopify is, Google it and learn about the platform that costs nothing to start a store on the internet that works really well and sell something on it. If you don't know how to run an Instagram story ad, like I referenced it earlier, you wrote a note about it, but I didn't get to the detail. The reason I didn't get to the detail is because the details are called google.com. Go to fucking google.com, type in, how do I run an Instagram ad, enter, and 8,000 trillion fucking billion results come back. Everybody wants people to come up here and fucking draw shit on a fucking white paper. Are you out of your fucking mind? It's 2019. Information is a commodity. Information is zero. It doesn't cost anything. Don't buy information. The internet, it's free. Take a step back and understand what you're doing with yourself. What makes you happy? Are you trying to be rich because you want to stick it to your parents or everybody else that said that you couldn't? Or are you trying to do something because you actually like it? Are you trying to be rich because you want to go buy shit to create a perception that you're happy? Or do you actually want to be happy? We live in remarkable times. The internet is the single greatest and most complex and ridiculous invention in the history of the human being. We, luckily for some unknown reason, happen to be living during the era of it finally hitting its scale 30 years in, and it is in its prime opportunity. The comp I would make is, imagine we were living in Chicago hundreds and hundreds of years ago, and we could be buying up property for almost nothing because we just didn't understand what was actually happening. That's how I think about attention on the internet today. It is so valuable, and it is so underpriced, and literally the only thing that's stopping you is insecurity. The reason you're not posting is you're worried that nobody's gonna care what you have to say. The reason you're not posting is you don't like the way you look in the picture or the camera. All these different things that come down to what other people think, not what you think about yourself. The reason my man over there, I was clapping and I love talking about losing for the first 18 years of my life is because it was easy as shit, because I didn't give a fuck what you had to say. I was in my own cocoon, doing my own thing, making my own self happy, and I stand here today in the same goddamn place. Do I want my content to do well? Sure. Do I want my businesses to be successful? Yep. Do I want Empathy Wine to do well? Sure. And the sneaker, do I want? Of course. That's like, I'm playing my game. I want to win, I'm playing my game. But when I lose, I'm grateful for the opportunity to play. What I learned about myself at a young age was that, I see it, I gotta leave with this though. I recently realized, oh shit, this is all working, because when I was 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, when it was a summer day in the 80s in Jersey and everybody went out to play hoop, whatever, like, I wanted to work. I rang doorbells and washed people's cars. I sold lemonade. Baseball cards exploded and I started buying them and flipping them. Then I turned 14 and wanted to work at my dad's liquor store for 14 hours a day for $2 an hour, because I realized work was my passion. I liked the game. It's why athletes, being in this stadium, athletes that love their game, a lot of athletes don't. As I've gotten to know athletes, they do it because that's where the money is, but they're not happy. They don't love it. It blows a lot of our minds because we'd love to play in the fucking league, but not everybody wants that. This is one big game of happiness, and the internet allows you to. But are you patient enough? And are you secure and have enough self-esteem to go through the process of eating the fucking dirt to get to a place of happiness? Success, my friends, needs to stop being talked about how much money you have. It needs to be talked about how many fucking smiles you put on your face. It does. It does. And I love the cliche shit. Motherfuckers, I know you're in the crowd right now. They're like, easy for you, dick. You have money. Motherfucker, I was happy before I had it. You didn't know me, dick. You didn't know me. You didn't know me. And I don't necessarily know you, but I know this, because I read 10,000 fucking comments a day in my DM. We have a ridiculous opportunity. You just need to see it. Please try to build a business around the thing that you would do if you weren't getting paid for it, because it's the only thing that you're gonna work hard enough at because you actually like it. Go flip Thomas the Trains on eBay. Start a blog about fucking Smurfs. Start a podcast about reviewing whiskeys or the 85 Bears. My man, you could start a podcast and an Instagram account and a YouTube show about just the 85 Bears and get $100,000 in sponsorship from car dealerships and pizza shops and all sorts of shit in this town. And to me, the fact that that's true, and so many of those same people are making $87,000 being a lawyer or $90,000 being an executive and hating life, or let me just play with this and I'm gonna leave with this. Would you really rather make $212,000 a year and be unhappy, or make $97,000 and do the thing that you love the most, and the only thing you have to do is live a little more humbly? Just a little. We have to fucking talk about this. That's the game. That's the game. Please wake up.